all my cowboys, cowgirls, and cow people. In today's video, I'm going to be redesigning Mandy from I Am Not Starfire. Now, I know I Am Not Starfire is interesting, but I just thought that the, the design just. The overall design of the story just was not it. I feel like a lot of things could have been different, and in this video, I'm going to be both redesigning her and explaining how I felt like the story could have been better. This is just my personal opinion, though. You're more than welcome to disagree with me. And yeah, so let's get started. So I started off with the idea that Mandy does not have to be the antithesis of Starfire. That's why Blackfire exists. There's no need for another anti-Starfire, as they like to call her, or she calls herself. Like, there's no need for that. So I started off in mind that she should look more similar to her mother, because right now she doesn't look like her mother at all. Like, at all, at all. And her father is never mentioned, so there's no way to see if she looks like her father either. So I started off by making her look more like Starfire. You know, longer hair, more tannish orange-ish skin, and giving her an outfit similar to Starfire as well, because I feel like, it'd make more sense. And something else I think would be a lot better in the story is if she had powers. From the beginning, she just had powers. Because, like, I don't like how in the story she doesn't have powers, she's an asshole. As soon as she gets what she wants, which is powers, now she's nice and she like apologizes to her mom or something. Like, no, it doesn't make sense. I feel like she should have had powers in the beginning, but in order to give her a struggle, let's say her powers are weaker, and that's why she feels inferior to Starfire, because her mom is like super strong, super Starfire-ish. Like, she has powers but they're weak. I feel like that could be a very good plot point, instead of she doesn't have powers, she's an asshole. When she gets powers, now she's all happy and accepts who she is. Like, I didn't really like that in the story. And overall, I feel like it's very bad. It's very badly written. Like, I don't want to harp on it like everyone else. Like, oh, it's just show shit. It's just like fan fiction. Like, it's self-insert. Like, I feel like the story had a lot of potential, but was ruined for the sake of what it was trying to achieve. And I don't even know what it was trying to achieve. Like, I'm not sure what the point was. Be an asshole until you get what you want? Like, that doesn't. For me, it doesn't. I just don't like that. So I feel like there could have been an. There was a window of opportunity to have a more complex character that wasn't just a bitch. Like, just a complete bitch to her mother. And when her mother is, like, not mean to her at all. So I feel like just less of a bitch. Like, I feel like she could have grown up, she had powers, but they weren't strong. And instead of people, well, like, because there's a scene in the comic where there's other kids saying, like, oh, I bet she just has powers, but her powers are this and this. Like, they're trying to, like, they're spreading rumors about what they think her power is. Instead of that, the rumors could be, oh, she's probably really strong, but she's just not using all her powers. And she would feel bad because, she does have powers, they're just not that strong. Like, feeling inferior that she can't be strong as she wants to be, that would have been better than what they did. Something else that could have been done better is her feelings towards her own mother. I feel like there could have been more there. Like, she talks about not liking her mom because her mom's like this super hot and powerful woman. There was nothing really stopping her from being that either. She, those feelings, they just don't make as much sense just because she didn't have powers. I feel like if she had powers, she felt inferior to her mom because she wasn't as strong. I feel like that would have been better. Because it would have just explained more. Like, it would have been a more valid reason. And the fact that she got powers at the end and then became a nice person is so shitty. I feel like as time progressed in the story, she could have gotten stronger. And I also don't think she would have been able to beat Blackfire in a fight in the story as soon as she got her powers after not having trained. I feel like that fight was just horrible. Like, she should have been training. Like, it just was such an odd read for me. Because I really do feel like it could have been executed a lot better. And, like, the whole self insert thing, I guess, like, it's just the child doesn't look like her child. It looks like she adopted a kid she found on the street and then took care of it and raised it. I feel like to look like Starfire would have been better because then it would have made more sense as to why she felt inferior. People would have been comparing her to her mom. People would have been comparing her powers to her mom, would have been constantly asking her to show her powers or stuff like that. It would have made more sense for that to have been the story than for her to have just been like, no, I hate my mom. I don't have powers. I fucking hate superheroes. It was too much of a dramatic shift for a small part of a bigger story. And I also don't think there should have been such a focus on the fact that she liked this girl. I feel like that whole subplot, if you could call it, could have been done a lot better. I feel like it it was just put in there to be put in there. It didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel like it really added to the story some deeper meaning. So I feel like there could have been more change in that area of the story as well. I feel like that was just it felt almost like forced fed into my mouth as I was reading it. Like I didn't like that. It really could have been executed a lot better. And yeah, I could go on and speaking about how I think the story would be better, but it's not my story. Like at the end of the day, someone might out there might enjoy it. I didn't really find it to be all that shitty. Like it wasn't a horrible read, but it could have been executed a lot better, I feel. But yeah, I can't really harp on it much. If I were to write it, I would have wrote it different, but I'm sure a lot of people would have said that. And yeah, it's not really much you can do except maybe someone out there does enjoy it. Maybe they really related to the story and they enjoyed it. Good for them. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy. I did try to mimic the art style of the comic as best I could, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.